I've got some good news and some bad news. Since you probably asked, I'm going to start with the bad news. The bad news is I am in danger of losing my mere mortal status, because the good news is I am playing the best golf of my life. And on today's video, I'm going to try to have the best round of my life. And I've got a very fun piece of technology along for the ride. Today we've got the Caddytalk Cube with this all new magnetic case. I'm going to talk to you about this as we play 9 holes of golf here at Carrollwood Country Club. Let's get to work. So on the scorecard, this one is 498. Let's see what the actual is. Today, actual playing 495. It's snappy and quick coming off of the cube, and this thing will actually measure up to 1,000 yards. Not that you'll ever need it, but it's nice to have, I suppose. Now, as I mentioned, been playing the best golf of my life. My handicap is now down to 3.0 even, which for me is the lowest it's ever been. I've been playing some incredible rounds lately. I just got back from Mexico where I shot 75, 75, 76. Those were 3 incredible rounds. I also started playing with some guys on Monday Night Golf League over another course around here called West Chase. The first time I played, I shot 3 under for 9 holes, my lowest round ever for 9 holes. And then I followed it up the week after that with an even par 9 holes, straight pars, no birdies, no bogeys, just 9 pars. So that's the kind of golf I'm playing. That's the groove I'm in. And I'm hoping, using the right equipment here, getting more precise with what I'm doing, I can go even lower. Whew, that was one heck of a drive. We've got 228 to this pin. Now I'm using something called Magic Slope. I'll tell you why it's magical right after I hit this shot. Oh, it's gonna be up there, I think. I don't know if it's on the green, but it's close. All right, so let's talk about that Magic Slope. So what they've done here is built an algorithm that adjusts the slope based on the distance and the length of shot you have. And it's very smart. The reason is you don't hit a 4-iron nearly as high as you hit the pitching wedge, and so that calculation needs to be adjusted based on the club that you'd be using. They took data from golfers of all skill levels to come up with this algorithm, and it makes for a very accurate slope adjustment. I think that's so super cool, but there's an even better slope version built into this, more functionality that we'll talk about here after I hopefully get up and down here for birdie. That would be a great start to our day. So I'm gonna go 54-degree wedge, a little pitch shot here. Let's see if we can get her close. Hit my landing spot, and woo, rolled over to the right there a little bit. We're probably gonna have about 6 feet here for our first birdie opportunity of the day. That's the way to do it. So yeah, I would have normally guessed that putt goes a little left to right, but I did play and have almost that exact same putt earlier this morning. That made all the difference. Next hole here is one of my favorite holes for birdies. It's a par 4, dog leg left. This is an easy hole before we get into a tougher stretch here on the course. Now, if you saw my original review of the Cube, you know that one of the things I thought this was lacking, that really all rangefinders have to have for me these days, is a magnet. And so they must have listened, because in the summer, they actually rolled out this nice magnetic case. It's made of this really soft, you know, that modern silicone feel. It's like a velvet. I love that feeling, but the best part is that magnet is super strong. And I am pumped that now my favorite rangefinder has that little extra touch. So I'm definitely in aggressive mode coming off the birdie, and plus I've just been driving the ball really well lately. So I'm gonna take the driver here, where sometimes I'll go 3-wood or even hybrid on this hole, but I'm gonna get aggressive. Hopefully we can get ourselves a wedge for our second shot. Well, should be good. We maybe just in the rough over there, but it should be a good angle. So in order to be playing good golf, you've got to be precise, and the better you're playing, the more precise you need to be. That's why tour players have a caddy with them. One way this rangefinder gets more precise than anything that I've ever come across is their E-slope. And what that does is it takes into account environmental factors of where you're playing in the world. So playing here in Florida is much different than playing in Colorado. So it takes into account temperature, altitude, and humidity. Pretty darn amazing. And that has helped me, especially when I travel outside of my home course here, into other states and doing some of the golf travel we're doing over on the Travel channel. Make sure you subscribe to that one, by the way. But having that pinpoint accuracy has really helped me on those trips. Well, we actually found the bunker here, but it's a short shot. We're gonna have a wedge in our hand here. With the east slope, I've got 94 yards. Actual's 95, by the way. It's not gonna be a huge adjustment out here in Florida, but it is that 1 yard. And hey, you know what? That's the difference between a 6-foot putt like we had and a 10-foot putt, something like that. I'm gonna choke down on this one. Hopefully we get it out there clean. It should be moving pretty hard right to left off this lie. Caught it fairly clean. Is it the right club? Yeah, we're on the green. On those awkward lies, I've always found you always have to take a little extra club when the ball's above you. When it's below you, sometimes I'll club down one, but that worked out pretty darn perfectly. It looks like we've got 15 feet here. Oh, maybe 20 for birdie. Ooh. I thought we had it, but I'll take the tap in. We're heading to 3, and this is where the tough stretch of this course starts. And it's on these next 4 holes where we've got to be more precise than ever. And how precise does it get? Well, the story that I love to tell is I was down in Ecuador playing with a touring professional. He was on the PGA Tour in Asia. And he said, "Gabe, where are you aiming?" And I was like, "Well, I want a good angle at this left pin. I'm gonna aim to the right side of the fairway." He said to me, "That's great, Gabe, but I'm aiming for, do you see that stripe on the fairway? The grass is actually mowed forward. I'll get a little extra kick." I'll be darned if you didn't do exactly that. And that's how precise you've got to be. And like I said, having the right equipment makes such a difference when it comes to precision, because it puts your mind into a mental state of perfection, of mindfulness, of concentrating on each and every swing you take. It's so important in this game. I'm gonna play a cut here, and I've been playing this a lot more lately. I've been really able to control it more so than my draw. This is the perfect time where we've got a very narrow fairway. That dog leg's right should be perfect for this shot. Oh yes, that is just absolutely perfection. Super cool feature of this rangefinder, probably the standout feature for me, is something called Caddy Mode. What I'm gonna do is hit this button here on the bottom to pop it into Caddy Mode, and it says Caddy Mode nice and bright in the viewfinder. I'm gonna hit my ball, which is 25 yards from me. Now I'm gonna hit the flag, which is 129 yards from me. And now I know, without even walking up to my ball, especially if you're on a cart path only day, this is so huge. I've got 143 for this shot. Now I'm gonna remeasure it up there just to see what it is, but I find this to be accurate to about within a yard. So I'm only gonna take one club with me. Having that information, all I should need is the 9-iron here. That is just so handy, so useful, especially out here in Florida, where we get these wet, soggy summers sometimes, and it's cart path only all summer long. I absolutely love this feature. I think it's a standout. And there's other ways we can use that feature that's so beneficial. We'll talk about it here as we progress. Now, just to double check distance here, 141 is what I'm getting this time. So again, within a couple yards there, that is pretty fantastic. And yes, I do have the right club. I didn't have to lug my whole bag out here. I've got the right one in hand for this shot. Let's see if we can knock it tight. Looks pretty good if it's the right distance. We're on the front of that green. I'm 3 for 3 in greens and regulations, so I am loving that. And I've been hitting so many greens this summer. It's just been a pleasure. I know I could even play better golf, honestly, if I had my own golf clubs all the time, but doing this show, I very rarely get to play my own clubs. I was having a chat with the pros today in the clubhouse saying that maybe once a month I play with my own set, it seems like. I really need a few more opportunities. Again, that's why I like to travel. I get to use my own clubs. It does make golf a little bit easier when you've got that consistency. Well, we're not doing too bad right now. We've got 15 feet here for our 3rd birdie attempt of the day. This is a makeable putt. Even though these greens have a little top dressing on them, they're running fairly consistent and smooth. So I'm thinking 2 cups, no, 1 cup left uphill, and this thing may just drop. Well, it was a nice aggressive stroke. Woo! It was a little slippery though coming back there, but we made that. We're still 1 under. All right, another par 4, dogleg right. Second shot will be over the water. And I'll show you another way we can use triangulation mode on that shot. For this shot though, I'm gonna go 3-wood. We're gonna hit a nice, hopefully cut, keep it right at this palm tree and past it. Yes, that's perfect. All right, question time. What was the best round of your life? Where did you play? What did you shoot? What happened? Maybe you got a hole in one. I would love to know. Leave me a comment down below and share your story with us. So another way to use caddy mode here is to judge distance you need to clear hazards. There is hazard that runs in front and all along the left side of this one I've got to stay out of. The distance to clear the hazard here is going to be 130. The distance to the pin itself is 154. That means we've got 26 yards between the hazard and that pin. Really important information to know, especially if I wanted to land it short here, which I want to do in this particular case rather than go long. I've got enough room. I wouldn't know that by eye, but I know that because of the caddy mode. Super useful feature. Oh, stay on that line. All right, we're up there. We may be over on the fringe, but we are dry. It wasn't the best strike of my life. And by the way, I found that playing great golf is very rarely about hitting perfect shots all the time. It almost never happens. But it's about making the most of what you got and not compounding errors. That's what I'm gonna try to do here, chipping from just off the fringe actually. I'm in the rougher stuff here. It's a tricky little shot here that we've got. But that's what I'm talking about. The comeback shots are so important to keep your concentration if you want to play good golf. Whoa. And sometimes golf just isn't fair. That wasn't one of those times though, to be quite honest. I missed the putt. I pushed it just a little bit and I missed it. Even still, we're even par. We've got a lot of holes to play here, including a beautiful par 3 over the water. Now here's another way that I use caddy mode quite a bit. I always like to see, again, how deep is the green that we're playing? I know this one is fairly narrow, so again, I'm gonna pop it into caddy mode. I'm gonna get the front of this green, which is 158, and the back of this green, which is 168. And yes, there is a 10-yard difference. That is as wide as this green is. So it makes for a very difficult shot, but having that information, we can make the proper club selection. We're gonna go 8-iron again here. Wind is now a little bit behind me rather than in my face like it was on the last hole. Oh, it's a great strike, but I hung it out to the right a little bit. So we're on the green, distance was perfect, but we're gonna have a mile for a putt. I'm gonna do well not to 3-putt this one, to be quite honest. Now, good news, the Caddytalk is available for the cheapest it's ever been right now. And I've got a discount code below that is gonna save you 15% on the Caddytalk Cube. It should keep it under $300 for you, which is incredible value for the tool set you are getting. Ooh, that rips. Whew. Those knee knockers make a big difference in going low as well, let me tell you. Luckily been pretty good there with the 4 5-footers this year. All right, now we're going to what is ranked on the scorecard the #1 hole, but I think it's much easier than that, honestly. If we can get off to a good drive here, we're gonna be in attack mode for sure. All right, now this green is a little elevated, at least as elevated as things are here at Carrollwood Country Club. 122 is the number, 123 with the elevation. I've got a little wind behind me as well. I think we can get there with the 50-degree wedge. And the fact that I'm going driver 50-degree wedge here tells you all you need to know about this being the #1 hole. I just don't think it's as hard as it listed on the scorecard. And I think it's a good birdie opportunity right now from here. Well, we're gonna have a putt at it. About 22 feet uphill here. Again, gonna get aggressive on this birdie putt. No sense in leaving him short. Give it to me, give it to me. What'd I say about not leaving it short? That was one more roll from another birdie, but we are still even par. I'll call it a roll and a half. Heading to another par 4 here, our last par 4 of the day, before we end it with a par 3 and a par 5. So another cool feature about the Caddytalk Cube is the fact this is a USB-C charging battery. So you don't have to worry about fiddling with changing those little CR2 batteries, whatever they're called. Those things are annoying, and a lot of times just opening and closing that case, I've broken a few just by turning those little things back there. It's always awkward. With this, you're gonna get a long-lasting battery life, probably will last you an entire season. They rate it for 10,000 accuations, or clicks of the button. That's what an accuation is. So basically, if you're doing it about 100 times out on a golf course, what probably your average golfer will do, it'll take you 100 rounds of doing that in order to deplete the battery. So you'll get a full season out of one charge. You'll get a little 20% indicator when it's time to charge it. That's how you'll know. And with that, you shouldn't have any problems keeping this one charged all year long. Ooh, I caught a nasty lie in the thick rough over here. Short shot, but it's gonna be a tough one. Let's see what the cube says here. We've got 114 now. I do have a bunker in front. The bunker in front is 84, so there's 20 yards between me and the bunker. That's good to know. It's really buried. You can't even see the ball from back there. And it's got mud all over it, I can see. So just gotta power through this stuff. Hope for the best, really. Well, it came out pretty good. It's on the right direction too. Big bounce forward. Oh man. That could be actually our best birdie attempt of the day other than hole 1 there. That was a great shot. We'll call it 15 feet here. It looked even closer from back there, but I'll take it out of that lie. Gonna get the ball to the hole this time. Come on, baby, come on. I can't believe I just did that twice in a row. That should have been 2 birdies. Instead it's 2 tap-in pars from inches away. All we can do is better. We got another chance here on this par 3 to knock it even tighter. Let's do that. Now, the astute folks watching this show will know that I'm not putting with the Mere Mortal 1 here today. I'm actually putting with a Scotty Cameron that's in the same vein. And the reason is I sent the prototype, the only prototype I have, off to a major YouTube channel that's gonna be reviewing my putter, which I'm thrilled about. And you know, there's little differences between putters, and I'm just not quite getting this one to the hole like I would with my own putter, it seems like. So, hey, we're still playing great. We've got a par 3 here, short one, should be a pitching wedge. In fact, let's use triangulation mode to find out. So I want to bring 2 clubs up there. 19 to the tee box, 119 to the flag from here. That means it's 123. It's also up 1 yard. 124 shot here. We're gonna make it talk. Should be just a nice smooth pitching wedge here. Looking good, a little left to target there. We keep getting birdie putts. That's now 7 out of 8. So no complaints with the iron game and the distances we're getting from the cube. Let's see if we can roll this putt in. Let's see if really we can just get the ball to the hole. Jeez. I am not gonna leave a 3rd one short here. Same distance we've had pretty much all day, 20, 25 feet or so. Nope. I left that one short too. Unbelievable. We are still even par though. We're heading to the 9th and final hole of this fantastic round. I'm having fun. Not getting the ball in the hole as much as I'd like to, but I'm having fun. Now, the good thing about having a rangefinder that can go so far, measure such a distance, is you can decide if you're really gonna try to take a whack and go for something in 2, or if you're gonna hold back. I've got 471. With the wind behind me, I think I can go for this 1 and 2, and I wanna get aggressive because, heck, we've been so close here today. And good golf deserves aggressive play in my book. So I'm gonna take a big swing at this. If we're in good position and we've got something reasonable in terms of distance in, I may go for it. If not, I think we can at least advance the ball into the right spot. Just did not quite get all of that one. Hit it a little low on the club face, and we're gonna be over there in the rough as well. Just not a place where I can attack. We'll do that on the third shot though, so let's just get this one into position. Let's see what we have to the flag from here, just to kind of get an idea of where I'm gonna lay this up to. I've got 247 total. I'm gonna go 7-iron, I think. I'd love to have like 80 yards or less in. In order to do that, I gotta hit this on the right side of this fairway. Well, sometimes I'd rather be lucky than good. We actually in a perfect position here, just off the cart path that we did hit. And we're even closer than I wanted to be, 71 yards, which means I can put a little 58-degree wedge in my hand. Tack mode time. We got a chance to make this a very memorable round. Ooh, I like it, I like it. I like it. I think we've done it. I think that's a distance that even I can't miss right now. And yeah, guess what? I'm not even gonna take the putter. This one we can make with a wedge. We have gone 1 under here today, which ties my all-time best out here. Like I said, playing the best golf of my life and enjoying the tools I've got at my disposal. I hope you enjoyed this one. Check out that Caddytalk Cube discount code down below. I'll catch you back here next time on another edition of Let's Play Through.